We need to understand, say, when you talk about the NPP as a political party, what made the NPP relevant from 1992? Say, Oya Gardenina opposite politics as here, what we call jandam or fake news, misinformation or disinformation. Everything that made the NPP relevant from 1992, you started to about Ghana, presidents, no, atro, a dear friend, disinformation, fake news, misinformation. And no na ema NPP relevant ebedru 2024. Now, the reason why the NPP looked relevant or considered to be relevant for all these years, no, was because the NDC as a political party failed to devise a strategy to kill fake news or to stop jandam. And I say, NDC as a political party, no, they failed to understand, say, asema obika eyatro, no, you need to quickly react to it. Now, when the NPP started denigrating, discrediting, lying, and forming a alliance with other people to lie about everything, about Ghana politics, you know, the NDC, on the other hand, you know, they thought to say NPP for Tronadru point to be we as a people will come to that realization, say it's a party that lies. It's a party that was built out of lies. So the mistake the NDC made, and I'm not going to restrict this to only the NDC, the mistake the other democratic parties made, and also air contesting in our elections made, was that they underestimated NPP atro. The NPP was built out of lies. The leadership of the NPP had only one agenda, and that agenda was to lie. And I said, "Omube chatro, amanato Ghana phobi trim, titru, akamfor, and most importantly, asantifo trim, for them to have a certain perception or a certain kind of posture towards NDC and any political party that basically align themselves with the ideologies of J.J. Rawlings NDC. In this study from 1992, the NDC built different kinds of a message. And the message was basically to make Ghanaians believe, say, any person who is associated with the NDC or any party that is not linked to the NPP automatically is the enemy of some group of people in Ghana. In this our study of politics now, the NPP started becoming irrelevant. Abra social media basically took over politics around the world, and that is from 2020, or let's say before that's 2017 thereabout. When social media took over politics, when conversations were moved from traditional radio, print, when conversations were moved from marketplaces, church, pulpits, when conversations were moved from the streets onto social media where everybody could access, the NPP started becoming irrelevant in our political settings. Now, they became irrelevant because now people had access to information, and people also have the same access to verify the information. So the message of the NPP became difficult to sync. They now started to struggle. Now, they still believed that when they still believed, say almost stick it to the old 442 formation, the old format of inciting people against a group of people who belong to a political party, or creating the impression that a political party that isn't NPP is against the people who support NPP. They were going to have their way. Now, the mistake the NDC and we Ghanaians made from 1992 all the way to 2012, let's say 2012, was that we had allowed NPP and any surrogates, any omomotiti radio, TV, so to get away with a lot of lies. So when lies are told consistently or continuously, they somehow start to look like the truth. At a point, Ghanaians believed in things that they believed in things that did not exist. And they say obi creative bibia to trim say, with all due respect, we see baby amount. Now sa baby ne de a hono your last point into obra obon wahana, it does not matter. Say unye Christoni, ana unye Muslimi, ana unye Jew ni, ana won sumbosom. Na say bi kra obi sombosoma. Say we Christoni na bosomsum ni approach you. No catch out say eye bosom na osom no or effective. Bosom na aboa no manetumi sidan. Bosom na aboa no manetumi ne Marco school. Bosom na aboa no amanetumi ayi nyoma bi, and I'm not speaking against obi osom bosom. It applies to other religion. Ebi a we Muslimi, Christoni betuma be catch out say opesa we Christoni because Christosom no aboa no mana say. Ebi a Muslimi betuma approach obi a osom bosom akachen say eye nkremosom no aboa no amana ye say we nya we. Now, the first time the person approaches you, you actually come out and tell the person, say, oh boy, miss some na team ye. But when that person continuously, consistently push that agenda in your head, say, nis somono, eye chen was somono, it gets to a point you start to question what's some. For all you know, ebi nis somona or kachono, there are so many things in that osoma obwa. But he just wants you to come join him. Into consistently say ostatika to with him say nesumne ye chen wosumna. Esumna womno. Dia wunya wasa osumni kra, you will not value it. You will think say it is not enough. So you will still feel say that person nesumno better than wosumno. And that is Adia NPP yeah from 1992. Into from 1992, the NPP, the NDC all came out to campaign. But for some reason, the NPP for messaging now was that NDC for you to travel. Omo free soldier buying when the buy into obi obe join NDC biano sebio or for soldier buying into a so. Now remember, NPP as a political party, all the coups are a see Ghana and Sana JJ Rawlings ebe coup 1979 and 1982 or 83 no. Now all the coups now ya no Ghana no. The NPP that has changed its name to become NPP today, no, they were involved in every single coup that had happened in this country. About 6 coups, the NPP were in there. But for some reason, 1992, democracy, all that the NPP preached was that NDC to join NDC, to training. They did not talk about JB Dankwa's involvement in the previous coup say see how Dankwa Busia Dombomo were part, they masterminded the killing of Nkrumah, how they made sure Kotokamo any a free famo any omokana omuye soja for kuno. They don't talk about that because they wanted you to believe something that did not exist. Into from 1992, majority of Ghanaians did not even understand why NDC war. Because they created that impression, and it was a consistent doctrine. It was a persistent doctrine. It was a doctrine that was done not just on the street, it was also infused into our education. Because who will be to say he was the man behind the social studies books. So all the books that we read, time and year what JHS, primary, but do this time no social studies, all the history we thought people wrote to make sure say our past is being recorded and archived, Edubwa Hinana or a founding member of the NPP, they make sure say when they write or they were writing about Ghana's history when it came to politics, they made sure say everything was centered on the actions of the PNDC era. They did not put a lot of emphasis on Efrifa, on Kotoka, on the other coups that happened before JJ Rawlings. Because when they emphasize on those coups, what will happen? And they say, now the young people will start to understand, they say, the PNDC JJ Rawlings era, it wasn't bad. Because, say, the 1979 coup and the 1982-83 coup, now, that was the coup that brought us to independence. But the coups that were orchestrated and sponsored by the NPP UP, and the Omo Jankwabuzia group now, those coups na see it did not pave way for Kebi in Ghana. That is why Edubwa Hindems moved away or never emphasized on the previous coups a see ya omuye soldier for omuye no, but emphasized on the 1979 coup, 1983 coup, because they wanted the young people coming up. That's the indoctrination. They wanted the young people like us coming up, to believe, say, the NDCP, the PNDC, NDC, or JJ Rawlings PNDC were evil, and that anybody who tries to entertain the history of PNDC, not JJ Rawlings, that person or your man before. A certain generation never associated themselves with the NDC, because the moment you do that, you are seen as somebody who supports crime. And it's like when you went into our various universities, our tertiary institutions, you saw few people being part of NDC youth groups. They were scared to be part of it because we had already been brainwashed in our primary schools and our senior high schools before entering our tertiary institutions. So the moment you try to join such a group, you yourself started feeling guilty because some people will see you say, now we're joining NDC. And that was how the Jandam started. That was how the brainwash started. And that is how the NPP became relevant from 1992 to 2024. Now, the NPP started becoming irrelevant in our politics in 2012. From 2012, and people like myself and other people around Ghana or around the world started asking questions. In fact, those questions were being asked, but they were not asked so much. People did not persist. People did not push the system to give them answers. Into who will be to say Cabinet Japan or NPP moi. What made him famous, or his springboard, Ojina so or the be Cabinet Japan be General Secretary NPP mu say Okachenko for say na ne papa PNDC for ni kuno no a lawyer or a judge. You see a riffraff like Paul Ademotre. You see somebody like Kweku Baku. So when you look at the people who were doing the talking for a NPP, they were not directly speaking for the NPP as official NPP spokespeople, but they were speaking as if said, those people from CPP, from other political parties, they were all speaking against the PNDC, NDC, because those people used that history to become relevant in our politics. And the Cabinet Japan say, "Oh, just a DNA money relevant to Ghana politics." But say, "Oh, Cabinet Japan and Papa a judge in Kuno, Rawlings time." You say, na Kweku Baku so Kweku Baku waka Ghana politics or a journalist because you see JJ Rawlings and Breno, you chiri tumu. And there are so many of them in the system. They use that to become relevant. Now, from 2012, ABC 2016, the system na ebusa questions. The young people started asking questions. Social media was becoming a little powerful. So now the NPP started getting jittery. That was when they brought Ekufuado again. Now they had to devise another strategy. And that strategy was that if the people are now asking questions, let's use the same medium where they are going to use to get the answers to go after them. When I say after them, to convince them that the questions they are asking wasn't relevant. So the NPP adopted another strategy. They went into investing in the media. They went into tapping into the traditional media to do their bidding for them. At a point, you realize, say, they bought a lot of radio stations around the nation. Now they put their tribal boys and girls on it. And the agenda was that let the people, the young people asking questions. Because that time, Ash FM, Peace FM, Angel FM, Inshira FM, FM. So Abubusa questions now, find a way to let them know, say, the questions they were asking wasn't relevant. And that your version of the answer is irrelevant. Into which best no panako kruko kwam sefa kan to Kweku Baku to Openye Jekum to their job is to let you believe, say, as some to Kweku Baku no, you should never forget to say Kweku Baku ya chini tumu. Into JJ Rawlings and in the party nasi for their murderers. Kwame Sefa Kan was sit there and play the neutral, but the agenda was there to make sure the NDC and people who are who are asking questions about how our democracy came by, they have been given an answer. It will still sound to say the NDC is evil. Into the NPP used another strategy by investing in the media and using the media that was supposed to tell us the truth. Now the media was lying to the people of Ghana. In tobacco radio, so TV, so what they do is that the journalists now, you people respected and relied on for information that has been verified. The jandam was there. A honana jandam no, you groomy jandam no. So the journalists, the so-called radio stations and the so-called journalists, they were polluting the system. And from 2012 all the way to 2016, it was tough for anybody to go out there and ask questions and get the right answer. They might be answering you, but the answer wasn't the correct answer. They were giving you answers that will still make the NDC look horrible in your eyes. In tobacco campuses, majority of the young people did not want to associate themselves with the NDC, but they loved the NDC. They believed and they saw they compared the two political parties. They knew that the NDC was for good, but they were afraid and shy to associate or affiliate with the NDC because they will be seen as misfits in the community on the campus they live. 2016, luckily, the internet started getting stronger. Now, social media became powerful. Every single room had a phone. Every single pocket was carrying a phone. Now, news was being put out there without restrictions. People were able to Google stuff and get immediate answer or instant answer on social media. Now, the NPP started becoming weak. Their message started depleting. Now, they were struggling to let the people believe in the lies. So after they won power in 2017, they needed to be consistent in that inconsistency. And when I say the inconsistency, how they were able to tell lies to become consistent. So they were still stuck to the 442 formation of doing what? Using the power they have gotten in 2017 to still lie to the people. Until you realize, 2017 Ekufuado and NPP bar power. People started asking serious questions. The first thing he did was to give majority of journalists in Ghana positions in government. And the last minute, everybody was sorted because they knew, say, now social media has come to stay. The people, how are we going to stop this? The media was given what they wanted, and that was money. They were given positions. They moved Kwame Sefa to the board, our MPA board, Paul Adomotri to the Media Commission. Later, he was moved to Ghana Airport. They moved Egbert Fable to Petroleum Commission. They moved that guy who was at Cocoa Board to Cocoa Board. They moved all of them around because they wanted to seal the mouth that was going to answer the questions of the ordinary Ghanaian. Because majority of Ghanaians were asking questions and they were asking the so-called journalists who have done their research to give them the answer. Until the NPP started becoming irrelevant from 2017, January 7th. Near to Ghana. Now, the whole idea was that in summer in 2012, 14, 15, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, winning power no. They wanted a way to continue with that agenda. And in summer they talked about John Mahama being a criminal. They talked about John Mahama going to buy hotels in Dubai. They talked about John Mahama's brothers. They talked about NDC Phoebe going to take money. They talked about so many things. Now they had to keep that momentum. How were they going to keep the momentum? Because the young people were asking questions. The young people were asking for verified documents. The young people were putting questions that you could not ignore. So now the job was for Kukubaku Dems, was for Kwame Sefa Dems, it was for Paul Adomotri, it was for NPP surrogates, Omditi radio, so many journalists, to explain. Say when they when they no. Now the problem they had was that the young people could go check and fact check to know the truth. So they had one option to tell them the truth, and they were not willing to tell the people the truth. So now it became difficult for them. The young people decided to, at the end of the day, go their way and find the truth. Courtesy social media, courtesy access to information. Make sure how the NPP right now is not relevant and it's a party. So you're Ghana in there, that's a order who NPP there. With all due respect, why do you form the way Jimmy? And it's from 2017 to 2025. A party that won, a party that said it won the election with a gap in 2016 for about 1.2 million, so 1.3 million. 2020 elections, that party at the end of the day lost majority of its parliamentary seat. It was struggling to win the elections. Why? Because from 2016 to 2020, the NPP could not sell the jandam. The 2020 elections, they lost the elections. They had to kill 8 people to win the elections. They had to manipulate the system, manipulate the numbers through the Electoral Commission to force them their way through. They had to use the Supreme Court to win that elections. Is it not surprising that when we winning elections in 2016, the party that was in power dropped all the way to 106? You had full control of parliament. Now, you come to 2020, you have a hung parliament. The party that was the worst party, you people made the people believe. Senkan semna mokafa NDC woni John Mahama woni PNDC if it was accurate. Senanka enokra what the change ya in just 4 years. The seat at NDC was 106 moved all the way to 137. What actually changed? It was because they were not able to defend their lives. Atrona Ahmad power no. Atrona NPP the Beje power no. They could not defend it the first 4 years. Now the next 4 years or the second 4 years of Ekufuado and Bawumia no. The first 4 years even Nana Danko Ekufuado was being sworn in January 7, 2020, 2017 his statement, his speech was plagiarized. The first day he was being sworn in, the first day he was being given the nod to enter office as the president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, his speech, every single statement he made, it was stolen. He did not have an original statement, an original speech that had been written from his heart, that he's going to have a social contract to the people of Ghana. Nana Akufo-Addo, because everything that was built around him was a lie. He could not even put together a legitimate, honest speech to tell you and I and why we should be proud of him and support him as a president. And the first speech, acceptance speech, or his speech to the nation was plagiarized. A speech I will call from other heads of states. So that gave you a signal that the party itself did not have any organic idea. They have never used the truth to lead or to come to power. From 2017 to 2020 elections, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and NPP almost say they came with NAPCO, they came with One District, One Factory, all the flagship programs. 2020 elections, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo struggled. Bawumia lied. So you could see from 1992, the party has been a party. They have always been relevant. Anytime we allow lies to take the lead in our conversation. Anytime I say the NPP started becoming irrelevant when lies, jandam, fake news, misinformation, disinformation was stopped in Ghana politics. The results we saw, or we just witnessed in the 2024 elections, it's a clear manifestation that truth will lead this nation and that the NPP can never make its way back into the Jubilee House because they are not ready and willing to speak truth to the people of Ghana. Today, Ubusamu say, why do you still want to come back to power? They can't tell you. Ubusamu say, they can't tell you. Because when they came into office, they thought to say, Atrono was going to be the only thing that could keep them in power. Till date, all the things they said all the allegations and the information they put out, they have not been able to verify even one. In Ghana politics right now, no, the NPP is not relevant. We are not supposed to make the NPP a party we can think with and I say reason around. It is no more a political party. They are a group of ignorant, tribalistic idiots filled with ego, thinking that we are still stupid, thinking, say, and that when they incite a group of people to believe, say, sa group are better than anybody else who is part of another party, and then the be more relevant. It should tell you, say, the party itself does not have any principles. They did not build the party on anything that can last. And it's not today. There's nobody in the NPP they don't have anything like that. They don't have it because in the first place there was no party that was rallying around any ideology. They were a group of people with different interests who basically lied their way through to power, and they are still struggling. They are still struggling with that. And the issue is, because they are not ready to admit that their party was built out of lies, they will never get out of lies. They will be stuck in the lie bud for a very long time because politics has changed. People now ask questions. People now vote based on what they see, the facts that they see. People just don't vote because they have heard a name of a political party or they've heard a name of an individual. No, people vote based on the facts. Now, yati asem ewo parliament, and sa asem no eye statement bia NPP minority led by Afenyo Markin, and it's become a conversation and the obia edi san komoni bi, and in common say obia tena parliament on the NPP side. Abra ex-president JJ Rawlings or the democracy by ya and the ohinibi organ de bia you recognize no. And let me state these facts. And can JJ Rawlings and ohinibi enu Ghana recognizing the or your hini. No chief or queen mother and can JJ Rawlings 1992 as the leader of this country or mere moving from a military rule to a democratic ruler, and ohini bi any Ghana ha you recognize it. So JJ Rawlings led administration and as a decisioner or decided Obama Ghana a democratic state, and kayeni a woman and constitutional yenina as a nation we can basically live with or respect to build this nation. It does not matter. It does not matter how you see JJ. It does not matter how you hate or dislike him. So, can you the same JJ Rawlings and can you and I and can tia? Inti say yes, as a people. Now you're discussing Ghana today. You JJ Rawlings Frima Enye because he's the bile of our democracy. Anybody who contests this statement is basically somebody who does not even understand the democracy he or she is enjoying in Ghana today. Me say, JJ Rawlings, nobody can take him out of our politics. And from Nsema Yati or Ghana ha, from 1979, JJ Rawlings buy a politics him, and I say a young man trying to save his nation. Nobody has been able to bring one evidence. One. Say JJ Rawlings did money way. Nobody. As I sit here, Mihubi. Every single statement about JJ Rawlings has been speculation. And where did the speculation start? It started from the NPP camp. J.A. Kufuor president. His agenda was to come and make sure JJ Rawlings faces firing squad. But he could not do it because we have a democratic nation. So he wanted to use us the people to kill JJ Rawlings. Into J.A. Kufuor by an Obeti Reconciliation Committee or Commission. He wanted his own people to come and nail JJ on the cross. But nobody in Ghana. Remember, time at J.A. Kufuor power, that JJ Rawlings was a military man. Not only peso crash at home. JJ Rawlings was an ordinary Ghanaian. Not the salary crack of one tia. nobody in Ghana was able to stand on TV or even on any platform to say, I have this evidence. Say, nobody till date. So nobody has the right. Nobody in Ghana has the right to try and denigrate JJ Rawlings. You have the right to your opinions. You can say whatever you want to say, but to make a statement without facts backing it, and not just a statement against any person, a statement against a man who through him, you and I, yet parliament and kwasiebi edge salary, kwasiebi ne number to be abrochi in the name of diplomatic passport, kwasiebi to be hospital ekonya some preferential treatment. And I say some special treatment because democracy inti kwasiano MP. So we are giving those people that treatment the ordinary Ghanaian on the street will not get. And yet JJ Rawlings and none of the MPs in parliament, none of these people will be human today. Because it was through JJ Rawlings our adopted democracy and the main parliament and the Yutumi Shemra Emma Nipa or more parliament no enyasa protection no as citizens of this country or more pegs near the day. Now there's something going on. You see, the NPP as a political party is being led by a thief. And when I say a thief, I'm talking about Afenyo Markin. Okay? Afenyo Markin, he has been an old criminal, and I'll be exposing Afenyo Markin, Well, we name Afenyo Markin biano. Busane say, Akrowa house. A dear fraud nana or yen woho. Afenyo Markin has been involved in visa fraud for years. Oh, say at the age of this, at the age of that, and I'm a top track, and I'm be a company. It's all a lie. Afenyo Markin has been involved in visa fraud for years. Switzerland. And anytime I say Mumusa Afenyo Markin say, Crower House, sa et fie honomono, visa fraud na yen ho. All the things na okekachem say at the age of 21, 22, and or talk we know. Afenyo Markin is a long time visa fraudster. Now, Switzerland, and as Swedish been on any visa fraud, it's been long and they've been doing it all these years. The guy's name is Pierre Jacquot. Pierre Jacquot. Afenyo Markin knows. I've gone and we have documents tracing us way back as 15 years. How Afenyo Markin, or not just Pierre Jacquot, came together. You see, even at a point, Afenyo Markin was locked up at Adabraka police station. Mumusa said, why? Afenyo Markin, he has been a game boy from day one. I also go school, 21 years no real school. He has been involved in gaming. Talking about fraud, visa fraud. Switzerland. Messi pana on any visa for a friend, Pierre Jacquot. Pierre Jacquot, visa fraud, Switzerland. A ho and a target no. Messi Musa Afenyo Markin say a day and they are arrested no and they call Adabraka police station. The docket is there. He should tell us why. So documents now say Sakogu ni ma amifie no. I have all the documents. And he said, the questions about his life. He hides behind at the age of 21 and I'm be a company and I'm a multi-million-dollar contract is lying. Oh, see, I bet you years back, a car now or day. He has been involved in visa fraud for years. But I'll take my time and let you know who Afenyo Markin is. And as I speak to you today, he's still involved in visa fraud. Yes. Mr. Mumusan said Crower House. What happened at Crower House? Mumusan say a place your friend Adabraka police station. Then the man copy you locking up there and no sheho. You chain sheho. Onim Pierre Jacquot. One of the most craziest visa fraudsters around the world. Okay, at a point, Mamika Bibincho, Afenyo Markin, this is how he said he secured those monies. The companies no be no. He was calling banks and telling the banks to say JA Kufuor and amano banks the number say on free for this amount of money. Mumusa Afenyo Markin say me boa. Afenyo Markin could call a bank because he did not have a financial strength for the money he wanted. Otumi frɛ no I catch him say Kufuor ne ka so on free omo. Na or the Kufuor din enuntina na Kennedy Japan catch them say they wanted to make Afenyo Markin a minister, but because of Nyamba Binti, they could not make him a minister. Afenyo Markin is a hardened criminal. All these things were there. We didn't want to talk about it, but until he decided to let some people think, say, or no, or you clean, on Bokrono, on Yeri, we are going to make the world know who Afenyo Markin is. Mr. Mumusa said, does he know Pierre Jacqua? And Akrowa House, what was happening there? And Mumusa said, then he ended up at Adabraka police station. He was arrested. He almost got jailed. But the documents make sure the number of people Afenyo Markin Switzerland visa frauder will dupe omo. I am bringing this in because you see, Afenyo Markin or a diabolic individual. You started vetting, so we study BBI, and I'm coming to what happened in Parliament. You started vetting we. How many times now Afenyo Markin are apologizing to different people? Let me tell you, a fraudster is not scared to apologize. A fraudster does not care to apologize. So be a fraud, no bunipa. The easiest thing for that person to say is, I am sorry. Because they know that I'm sorry I am saying to you, you are going to let your guard down. You started vetting way. How many people na Afenyo Markin catch and say, I am sorry? About 7 people. Why do you think every minute he says, I am sorry, he comes back to do the same thing? Because he sees you people, somewhere Jimmy. A fraudster, catch us say, I am sorry. And to say, oh, DP Oba online. And later telling the Oba, say, I am sorry, I don't know what happened. And the man, it is easy for him. Because the moment he tells you, I am sorry, you just let your guard down. And that is what he has done. And to go back to that and start saying, Afenyo Markin has apologized to Ablakwa. He has apologized to Ablakwa's wife. He has apologized to the clerk of parliament on the committee. Afenyo Markin has apologized to so many. Every single day he apologizes, and it's easy. You know why it is easy? Because there's nothing attached to that. I am sorry. It is a game. It is a game to him. Afenyo Markin tomorrow will come to parliament again and say, I'm sorry. It is normal because he knows that what he's doing, he's going to do it again. So, Obia Obu, and intina when somebody like Nanaba Namwa, Ebejina Twitter say Afenyo is a gentleman because Afenyo deliberately decided to destroy Okujato Ablakwa's marriage, deliberately decided to destroy Sam George's marriage. But who said, oh, yeah, because the damage, he has done it. And because I'm sorry. If you see somebody like Nanaba Namwa, because Afenyo Markin is a gentleman. Nanaba Namwa, they're the kind of woman that you worry on near Buomo them. Ya Buomo anopa, ne atokoko 1 cup. No one nom, or simukunu dome. Enti, sa e brona okobuno, ya di cocoa 1 cup in the man and in the refi. That is the kind of person Afenyo Markin is. And it won't be to say, Nanaba Namwa will come on Twitter and say, Afenyo is a gentleman. What did he do? He has apologized the 90th time. He has apologized the 20th time. Into your banner, yes, smarter. Now, why do you former? You might think, say, Afenyo Markin, the sorry he says he means it. He does not mean any of them. That is the game he plays. Afenyo Markin can lie. And then the next day you say, oh, I am sorry I said this to you. He's just saying I'm sorry, but he knows the damage he has done. And I'm telling you, on Parliament way, every 2 weeks, Afenyo Markin will render an apology to somebody because that's the game to him. There's no attachment to it. And so when you get, without due respect, lazy brain girls like Nana Abamo, when they see this kind of actions, a man, are you not scared that one man can apologize in a week like 4 times? Are you not scared of that man? How do you end up saying he's a gentleman? You are the kind of woman, Bema to be the mokosha them, now wa molest mo, e break mo, e rape mo. Adia chia no akoto moku ba kwa ma no betra social media say such a gentleman. 2 days time basa buoku because you don't even understand the game he's playing with you. And that is what Afenyo Markin has been doing. I'm a man, I know what I'm talking about. Next week, he will come to Parliament. He will come and do what? Apologize for some stupid thing he has done. Listen, Afenyo Markin had an agenda. There was a deliberate attempt to destroy Oma Warrior. Yes. Sam George and then there was a deliberate attempt to destroy their marriage. They're not all need a hole. He knew what he was doing. He knew so oh, I'm sorry, madam. I'm sorry, madam. It's easy for him to say I'm sorry. Real men find it difficult to put out I'm sorry because that sorry, if it does not come from a special place, it does not come out easily. When people use I'm sorry easily, there are people who are dangerous and you have to be careful about those people. And they say you having somebody in your life every single day, I love you, I love you, I love you. When they use the I love you without thinking about it, those people can harm you any day. The I love you and I am sorry should come from a special place, meaning I am not going to go back to that again. But you see, because foolish men and weak-minded girls begin say, this is how it should be. Obi Jimmy Hunde was say Obi, I am sorry. It is that is the time of weakness. I am promising you this. Afenyo Markin will come to Parliament next week. He will come and render an apology. And then he will go back home and come back and fool again. Because when we say, ye Jimmy. Now, when we summer issue of Parliament, Pierre Jacu, Mumusa, Afenyo Markin say, does he know Pierre Jacu? Pierre Jacu. Me say, visa fraud, Switzerland visa fraud. I have all the documents. You've been able to enter Switzerland. Afenyo Markin, we will let every Ghanaian know, say, or you're fraudster, or you're criminal. Go on his Twitter page and ask him, Afenyo Markin, do you know Pierre Jacu? Pierre Jacu. Have you been involved in Switzerland visa fraud? And then Japan air catch him in one of his videos that they cannot make Afenyo Markin a minister because of some things that they know. Now let's come to Parliament, and it's got to do with a statement that an NPP MP has made. Oma Ketia Senator Rawlings, ne papa JJ Rawlings, ex-president Rawlings, may he so rest in peace. Now let's go listen to the statement.
Is not to generate debates. I would want to remind the House that these are national heroes. Some are on our side, some are on their side. So let us be mindful how we react when it's our turn. Obviously, there will come a time that a statement will be made in honor of the hard work of former President Nkrumah, Liman, Jerry Rawlings, Professor Mills, and all. Let us, Mr. Speaker, let us focus on their contribution.
Doctor of Medra, sit down. Doctor of Medra, sit down.
It's me.
Doctor of Medra, sit down. Doctor of Medra, sit down.
It's me.
That's evidence.
So this is what happened in Parliament. Senator Rawlings, one of the finest politicians. Since Senator, Era Parliament of Ghana, I am yet to hear anybody in Ghana say, this lady has insulted anybody in her delivery. She has never even insinuated in her delivery in Parliament about something. I am yet to hear. Since JJ Rawlings, Senator Rawlings, Era Parliament, I am here, I'm yet. And I can say this on authority. NDC MPs are more parliament in there. From the time of this lady Era Parliament, one of the MPs are conducting exceptionally. When she's given the opportunity to speak, she does not insinuate. She does not even give low blows. She does not indirectly insult opponents. She has always been consistent and she has always delivered the facts. I am yet to hear anybody in Ghana politics, even during campaign, outside on the field, that people do all sort of things and say all sort of things. I'm still yet to hear anybody bring a tape out to say, Senator Rawlings, JJ Rawlings, ba or MP no, and Sama Amine Didi Obi Atem. This lady, or Parliament, they were talking about heroes of Ghana. They were mentioning heroes. And Afenyo Markin Jinahona or Kasa. And an NPP MP sitting right behind Afenyo Markin. Ebien Anokacha Senator Rawlings on Tenase. She's a daughter of a murderer. This is Parliament of Ghana, led by Alban Bagbin. Minority NPP led by Afenyo Markin. He had it. And the guy just didn't end there. Osako Osuka said there's evidence that the man killed people. Now, it has come to light that Senator Rawlings, the constituents, Klote Kole constituency, they have officially petitioned a Speaker of Parliament. Say, MP no, the statement that was made to embarrass, to denigrate MP, any Papa, who is the founder of our Fourth Republic, the Parliament of Ghana led by Alban Bagbin, that particular MP, we need to know who that MP is. Now, this is the NPP that just left power less than a year. This is a member of Parliament or the constituency or catch say or call in the name of Ghana to go bring something home. Now it has come out that Samuel Abujinapo was the one who made the statement. Now, Yatese Samuel Abujinapo Babontine Bekase, he knows nothing about it. And you're not making it. If he knows nothing about the statement, Afenyo Markin knows who made the statement. Until Afenyo Markin brings out the MP who made the statement, it is Samuel Abujinapo, because Senyor Noir, he was sitting there, he heard it, unless he wants to tell us that he did not hear the MP who made the statement. Now we can tell you on authority, says Samuel Abujinapo made those statements. That JJ Rawlings is a murderer, and that Senator Rawlings or a daughter of a murderer, and that he has evidence that what the killings that were done by JJ, he has evidence. Samuel Abujinapo turned on the mic and told the whole world to say Senator Rawlings is a daughter of a murderer. The man, JJ Rawlings, who today and Kenya Rawlings and Kankwasia 4-way MPP 4-way and Kabakumpo into Parliament. Samuel Abujinapo sat in Parliament to tell Arias to say JJ Rawlings' daughter is a daughter of a murderer. And that he has evidence to JJ killing people. My friends, this can bring tribal war. This can bring uprising in this country. Samuel Abujinapo said Enya Onwa. We saw the video. At least the minority leader, who is Afenyo Markin, turned around and told the person making that statement to shut up, to stop talking. He turned around the second time into Samuel Abujinapo said Enya Onwa. Samuel Abujinapo should tell us, did he hear? Afenyo Markin should be able to tell us who was making that statement, because at least we have a footage of Afenyo Markin turning around to tell the person who was making that statement, say, Onye Dina Onkasa. He was not telling the person to stop speaking and that the person should apologize for his statement. Afenyo Markin was not bothered about the statement the person was making. He was more bothered about his statement not being heard. Ain't Samuel Abujinapo say Enyo Noa? Afenyo Markin should tell us to say it wasn't Samuel Abujinapo. Because if Afenyo Markin fails to let Ghanaians know say enye Samuel Abujinapo and nekasa asem na, then every NPP MP is a target. We are going to say this today. Because people also adore JJ Rawlings. People also respect the Fourth Republic. People also respect the contribution of JJ Rawlings. It is a Afenyo Markin ntumi amba abonte ma ye hu nipa okasa asem no, because on paper from the voice we heard it was Samuel Abujinapo. We know it was Samuel Abujinapo because why ye been and saying Samuel Abujinapo went to insult the Gonja king. He went and he insulted him. This is the same Samuel Abujinapo. What can Sama? We know there were people in the chamber. Samuel Abujinapo and they making that statement to say Zenata Rawlings or a daughter of a murderer. He did not end there. He went further to say our evidence to prove that JJ Rawlings killed is a murderer. We want Afenyo Markin, who is the leader of the minority, to come out and tell us who that MP is, because at least in the video we saw him turn around to tell the person to stop talking. So Afenyo Markin ntumi amba out amba kan kyerɛ say saa nipa okasa a nipa way, because we Ghanaians and the constituency Amwa Kole constituency, they want to know the specific person who made that statement. So Afenyo Markin refuses that it means the 88 NPP MPs. The 88 NPP MPs, they are enemies of the state. Anything can happen to anyone at any time. And we can say on record, say this statement was made by Samuel Abujinapo. Say Samuel Abujinapo say, and then it means he also heard the person who spoke. Say Samuel Abujinapo today, who was sitting right behind Afenyo Markin, the Western Regional Minister, former Western Regional Minister, Kobi Ochedaku, was sitting there. He also turned around. He saw the person who made the statement. Afenyo Markin, or minority leader, he also turned around. He saw the person who made the statement. Say Samuel Abujinapo say and you're going make his statement now. Then it means say the minority leader Afenyo Markin knows the person. And one person beka sadi panachre. Say Samuel Abujinapo say enyo no ne kan, then it means Samuel Abujinapo knows the person and one person beka chre. But from what we know now, Samuel Abujinapo, he is the one who made that statement. So her video now, they were all laughing. Afenyo Markin hu nyina, they were laughing. That statement was made by Samuel Abujinapo. Samuel Abujinapo can never run away from this. And so what Samuel Abujinapo constituency, you should be hurt for voting for such a criminal. Until Samuel Abujinapo comes out to tell us who actually said this. Afenyo Markin turned around or done and or catch a dipana or make a statement and say onye din, meaning Afenyo Markin saw the person who made a statement. Kobi Ochedaku turned around, saw the person who was making the statement. So there are a lot of people in this video that can tell us who made a statement. So Samuel Abujinapo say enyo noa then eye wine. And the best person to tell us who that person was is Afenyo Markin. Afenyo Markin is the best person to tell us to say enye Samuel Abujinapo na eye obi fufro. So Afenyo Markin fails to do this, then it is Samuel Abujinapo. We all know Samuel Abujinapo until Afenyo Markin, who is the minority leader of the NPP side, the 88 pigs. So Afenyo Markin fails to tell us. Nipana Odane and Wakacha and say onye dina. And it is Samuel Abujinapo who made this statement. Say JJ Rawlings, Zenata Rawlings, or a daughter of a murderer. And that he has evidence, say JJ killed people. He needs to provide that evidence. And I'm very sure, say, it wasn't only one camera that was capturing parliamentary proceedings yesterday. And I'm sure that Parliament itself, it has security cameras there that can take overhead shots. I know there's an overhead shot camera that shoots everything. Say the specific camera we are looking at today, a Parliament Facebook page, and I said whatever page and capture the panokra. There should be a security camera in the chamber that can take an overhead shot. There should be a camera or an overhead shot camera, a chamber where it can give us a clear shot of proceedings that time and who made the statement. But until we go into that, I want to speak to Nana Kunedu Agyeman Rawlings. This is happening because you have allowed this to happen. You have to take the blame. Today, you are, per the NPP, you are a wife of a murderer, and it makes you a murderer. Today, the same NPP that you went to sell NDC to, Nana Kunedu Agyeman Rawlings, your greed, your unsatisfactory greed, your unending greed, that greed that led you to go and sell your husband to the NPP. The same people are telling you that your ex-husband, your husband, who is no more, today the same NPP that you went to bed with, they are telling your daughter in parliament that she is the daughter of a murderer. Who advises a murderer at the end of the day? The murderer was sharing bed with you, Nana Kunedu Agyeman Rawlings. You are the first and last person the murderer thinks with. So today, the same NPP you were sharing wine with, you were telling them things to destroy the NDC. Today, they are humiliating your daughter in parliament because of you. You gave them that room. This is what you are going to take to your grave. This is the record. This is the terminal report you are going to take with to your grave. Because today, your NPP that out of selfish greed, out of unnecessary greed, you went to sleep with, today they are telling you you are a murderous wife. It makes you a murderer. So I don't blame the NPP. I blame you, Nana Kunedu Agyeman Rawlings. Your innocent children are today suffering because of your greed, your diabolic mind, the attitude of entitlement, your selfish greed. That is what has brought your daughters to this point. Womano, what they are facing today, some kuna would also because you have caused this. Ahoya, greed, any bre, and kwasiade. See, today, your most intelligent, and I say your intelligent daughter, I'm not going to say most because you have intelligent daughters. Your intelligent daughter, at least in Ghana politics, baby, a dirty riffraff in the NPP is calling your daughter, who is more respectable, intelligent, has built a better life than these riffraffs, dirty fools. They are sitting in parliament on camera telling your daughter that she's a daughter of a murderer. Now you said Zenato on your strong woman. Do you think she can go back to that parliament and speak on the floor? Or you say Zenato Rawlings on your strong woman. Now only papa moja a man near ding to make sure say or you ready say what focus so be so be ya. Or you say she will have that courage to lead her constituents again. All because of you, Nana Kunedu Agyeman Rawlings. And also I have a message for the Speaker of Parliament. Every day, every time we hear you, Alban Bagbin, speak in Parliament. You have stayed in Parliament for long. None of the people in Parliament today, when you started parliamentary practice, time Aura Parliament, you uphold the integrity of Parliament. This is the time to prove to us. You, Alban Bagbin, you are fond of always pushing criminality in Parliament under the carpet. That is something you have done for years. And you have done it in such a way that you make it look like, say, oh, you there, you solve issues. No. Your integrity and credibility is at stake. It's the same NDC that has made you who you are today. Nobody knew you. With all due respect, you were going to walk out of Parliament quietly and die without anybody recognizing you. With all due respect. Until the John Mahama NDC, JJ Rawlings NDC made you Speaker of Parliament. How many Ghanaians knew Alban Bagbin before you were made Speaker of Parliament? These same fools, NDC, fought to put you there. You did politics. You did everything in politics. But the kind of mileage you have now, all the years in politics and now you did not have it until they gave you this ice, until they topped all your success with the speakership position. This is the time for you to prove to Ghanaians to say, you are a hypocrite, or you are the real deal, or you are an honest grandfather. Because you cannot sit in that chair and make this look like an ordinary statement that should be brushed under the carpet because you want to satisfy some stupid fool or a stupid political party in the name of democracy. No, because if you don't solve this, if we don't get to know the MP who did this and kicked out of parliament, you will be our target. Parliament is supposed to be protected. We were here when you said you have suspended 4 MPs because they did not conduct themselves as MPs. They did not show Parliament that respect. They did not show the people of Ghana respect. JJ Rawlings in T and Alban Bagbin, today you are here as a Speaker of Parliament. You need to make sure whoever said this or made this statement, Ghanaians get to know who this person is. The right punishment applied. This is not politics as usual. People are angry. And if you say, Debiano, yema respect. Prove to us to say you are not corrupt and you are not a liar. Alban, Sumanle, Bagbin, or whatever. Prove to Ghanaians that you are not a liar. Because every liar is a thief. And this statement from the NPP minority, whoever made that statement, and for now we know it's Abu Jinapo, Samuel Abu Jinapo, he made these statements. You need to make sure the person who made the statement, you officially announce the name of the person who made the statement, because you are the Speaker of Parliament. You oversee all the activities in Parliament. We want you to take the necessary action, an action that nobody will forget in this country. Because today, you Alban Bagbin, so you expect us Ghanaians to protect your integrity and your name. JJ Rawlings is bigger than majority of you people in Parliament. In fact, all of you. JJ Rawlings, he's bigger than every single person in Parliament today. JJ Rawlings is bigger than anybody in the NPP as we speak. Everyone in the NPP. JJ Rawlings is bigger than that individual. So this should be treated as an emergency. If Alban Bagbin, you fail to bring out the person who made this statement, you will never enjoy the rest of your life on this planet. Politics will be sour for you. It will be a bitter pill. Politics will never be exciting and interesting to you. That integrity that you want to retire with, that respect that you want to have even after your grave or after your death, you will not have an iota of that respect. This statement I just played, the constituents in Senator Rawlings's parliament, we demand that the person who made the statement is brought out. Samuel Abu Jinapo made the statement. At least Afenyo Markin turned around in parliament. Ohunipa Okansa Asemno, Kobi Ochredakon turned around, saw the person who made the statement. So you cannot tell me that it came from outside parliament. The person spoke in the mic. So Afenyo Markin, Alban Bagbin, this is not politics as usual. Alban Bagbin, if you fail to deal with this, you will never be respected as a member of parliament, a former member of parliament, a speaker of parliament. We will help for your integrity be soiled. I will do everything possible for your name to be cleaned out of Ghana politics, for people to see you as a destroyer, to see you as a hypocrite, as a liar, as somebody who sits in the speaker's seat, as a sycophant who always does work to please the opposition MPP. This is the only way you can clean your integrity and clear yourself. This is not a joke. No fool can sit in parliament. Parliament and can't say the daughter of JJ Rawlings is a daughter of a murderer, and goes ahead to say they have evidence. They need to show us the evidence. Alban Bagbin, Afenyo Markin, the NPP minority, Samuel Abu Jinapo needs to show us the evidence. And I'm waiting for Haruna Idrisu to make a statement on this. Because when the lady spoke against, MFA spoke against that silly boy, Anodompre, you, Haruna Idrisu, you were quick. You see yourself as the most intelligent Dagomba in parliament. You were quick to throw your colleague under the bus. Haruna Idrisu, the next sitting of parliament, I want you to step forward and demand that the person who made the statement and demand for evidence, because without JJ Rawlings, majority of you people, including you, Haruna, you were riffraffs walking on deserts. You would have never made it to parliament without JJ Rawlings putting together the NDC, without JJ Rawlings putting together the Fourth Republic. So without JJ Rawlings, none of you rats will be in parliament today. Abana edibo techino, sa abana edibo ba, oyire asantini obechechi machiro. You were very vocal. You came out to criticize, condemn, chastise, and at the end of the day, suggested punishment for MFA. This is the time you have to protect your party, protect the integrity of your leader, protect the integrity of your founder. Let the world know that you are not in parliament suppressing your own people because of some political ambition you have, and that you are in parliament just to protect Ghanaians and our leaders. Haruna Idrisu, this is the time you have to prove to us that you don't work for Kufuor and his people. This is the time to prove to us that the things they said when you were a minority leader, they were all lies. That you are corrupt and that you do business with Afenyo Markin. You are taking millions of dollars, building mansions and stealing from the taxpayer behind the scenes. This is the time for you to prove to us that your integrity is intact. This is not done. I will say you go to the bottom of this. The person who made this statement needs to prove with evidence, because that person said it in the audio, in the video, that they have evidence that JJ Rawlings killed people. See, this deliberate of the NPP. And who was the speaker that day? The Formina MP. The Formina MP, Speaker Alban Bagbin, you need to bring him to tell us if he heard this, if he saw the person. You see, this cannot just go easily. We cannot just brush it away. No. The Speaker of Parliament that day was the Formina MP. And that speaker too needs to tell us who said that. Samuel Abuchinapor, for now, he is the one who said it. And he has admitted that he said it. Now, if Samuel Abuchinapor at a point has come out to say he did not say it, then he should tell us who said it. Afenyo Markin should turn around and tell us who said it. The speaker then, the Formina MP, what's his name? That guy who was presiding, the speaker of the day, the Formina MP, he needs to also tell us who made that statement in parliament. Alban Bagbin, also fresh out Formina MP, no? Sit in your seat and ask him at the floor of parliament that you were the speaker who made that statement. The Formina MP, on the presiding here, on the tnaso. So akwana ne sia shekurasini no. Sa esiama no, ne sia no. Mumbusa ne say, na otesro no, who made that statement, because he was listening to Afenyo, and whatever came through the mic, he heard it. So I want the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, to summon the Deputy Speaker na otia konyum no. Esiama na sia ne say, who made that statement? You Otiwo unsa Afenyo Markin who obi Otiwo onkwasi ade omdi journalist ni yeni. The journalist is making the issue look like a simple issue. That is how they do it. You see, they speak behind the scenes and then they come out and treat a very important issue to say just a simple matter. Oh, so no some questions. Oh, na say ade etie no there. I say if you mic mo yet na kwasi ane to waka say it could be say a free gallery or ebi obi na te ho na onye sure say a NPP ni na ono de onim say, but you were not there from the beginning of the conversation. The fool sitting in front of you said no, we need parliament. So why should we take his account? Why should we take another press account? And you the obi now was still one obi na nkaka kire wo obi wo parliament say o papa ye medra and ka betina ka kire say but the TN, I say if you side, these are straightforward. They made the statement. It you see, omone journalists for no treat important issues to you people no. Treating as a trivial issue. It is a National Cathedral issue no. Billions of cedis was put in the National Cathedral. On Metina Radio so they treat it as a normal conversation. Sikana mutugu National Cathedral said no. Or sank a journalist should be mad about it. Time NPP also Galamsey Ekunipa, yes, excavators, yes, Sheno, Yeria, they treated Galamsey issue as a trivial issue. Oh, now say Galamsey they will be a year. The same will be Betina TV so Okota Kradia have been a worker at ECG and that it is supposed to be from down bottom or up bottom up. They treat it. And you see, this matter, Yan flip a coin, no. Senka NDC nibi and a what majority side and make a statement where Calvin say this is how the conversation was going to go. Anka ahemfubia sorry at your press conference. I'm telling you. Me say senka ye NDC nibi and na ebia subi MP kasa and I say swami MPB kasa and I say ebia yemfa say eye bantama MP and na swami MP kasa na obi ewo NDC for mu ka say hey sit down party no a bafo akoto kromfo a ote party bafo akoto kowini bafo akoto okunipa. Do you think this was going to be a joke? No. Say NDC didn't make his statement free majority stand say example say Bantama MP kasa Swami MP kasa and I say NPP stronghold be MPB kasa na obia shout every NDC phone say Kawanutum Bafwa Kotok the Bakum for party. Yeah, where evidence okun. Oje Sanka, you better radio so Edin Common say. Do you think say the various account radio stations and Antifortitus no? Oje said they would have treated this like that. No, it would have been a mensia conversation. And Quebec say MP Chrono, Yan Fanembra Kumasi mensia no meyano. Yan Tiana Bayo Bicasa one crying. Yamanen Frink mensia. I am trying to let you understand how they are trying to treat this as a joke because it is coming from the NPP. Ain't it? You see, every time, you know, say NPP di bonia, omoko asempa, na omuni obi atena behind the scenes. And then the last we catch on my hand kobna sante say, oya bema onka John Mahama asem, sika ankokwaji no, anka match the video. Omuni obi ni kotena se. Na omakasa obi sesia de we de aye de beden ya brena se also when de mebusa we say ya ba wo de mention dan gina we so gina ha se nim kwan so wo gina ho eka another prayer one he wasn't in parliament. Two, you obi asking the questions when we say another prayer say so what about your leader? He was the one speaking and he turned around to tell the person to shut up. Do you want to tell me your leader Afenyo Markin did not see the person? What about the Kobio Chidakon? He also turned around to see the person speaking. So can't you ask these questions? But you know what they do? They want to treat it like a mere normal simple story because a NPP for and a against you. Because mena metisa konwenmu I can say another prayer say you were not there. I'll play the video and say another prayer. You see, your minority leader was the one speaking. He turned around to tell the person saying that to shut up. Do you want to tell me that the statement wasn't coming from your side? Why is the minority leader not telling Ghanaians that he saw the person or did not see the person? Why are you the one here to respond to that matter? Why is another Brekwasi we are? Today, he does not deserve to be in parliament, be answering questions about Aseme Sia no Oniwo. Why should another be answering questions on this? Because or some stupid whip. But we saw people on radio, on TV. Why is it say the media, they are all moving away from Afenyo Markin? Afenyo Markin is the best person to tell us who the person was because he turned around and saw the person and instructed the person to keep quiet because he is speaking. Kobi Ochidakun turned around, saw the person and told the person to keep quiet because their boss was speaking. It is Samuel Abujina Posa and he was also sitting right behind Afenyo Markin. I don't know to mean country in Pakro can't ask them no. Now Kwasia we are better sempa catch say is from the gallery. Now what from journalist we are boa. Who obi we Jimmy. Now from we say one our can kind nim nyansa ubetumi achirechire the Ghana nsemu. We Jimmy. Now papa na nkobi gina waka say oh papa or you wudifo a anka bebusa questions this way. We have seen it. So why are we now posing the question to the minority leader? Because another Kwasi we no only he wasn't there. Why do we need another press statement? Because indirectly, another press no Kwasi Ampenya ya pam the free parliament. Intade na asem here. Omo mote wo no. Afenyo Markin na okasa na odane ne ho no. Why no hu no so okasa? And Afenyo Markin be ka che se we hu obia. So Afenyo Markin se we hu obia de Samuel Abugina po ne ka sa asem no. So Samuel Abugina po say enyo no a ono so be so che se we hu obia. The statement was made by Samuel Abugina po on ne ka asem no. Oh the omdi journalism ne ye. Wo the omdi radio ne ye. Hwe Mameka bibi nchiro another prequel na ho no. This was the reason why he came on radio. And some of the kind of this was the reason. Mameka has a minchro. Time I suspended another pray. I didn't suspending that day in one radio. So after I suspended about 3 days, I recall you back no better radio. So I didn't try. It is because they wanted to whitewash the NPP of this crime. So that way, it is against our constitution. So that way, NPP, you know, send the offer NPP na o ye penyini, o your hene, o your hima, o your soft, o your kwasia. Because wo sa nipa no ochena wu a ye beka se wo ohini wei wo ye kromfo wo ye tutu ni ahini a obedi ye no wo ye ahini na obedi no na go se ye ku to twene, because that is what you people are encouraging, and that is what the NPP is encouraging today. Say nyom na mo parliament a say wonya part of NPP a wo ye aboa. That is the NPP. Anytime I start a case me catch them say party way they have always seen obia onye NPP ni say oyaboa. That is the mentality. Omdia show mo matrim, edia show mo maamini mutrim, edia show mo nuanu mutrim tina and the omaka 88. We need to nullify the party. I was say you good party no, you two-tier party we manika 3. Now in 37 years or 38 years, 42 years no, now you start here for me something else to think about. Say where mu die yebehwe. But at this point, this group of termites, nipa mu nankan kwasiafo we cannot lead us. It's an insult for anybody to walk to the ballot and say, me kwa kotwa ma NPP. We are buaba. Now, papa na nkeka chen say, you can't parliament say he is a murderer. Wako school, wabon woma, wako ya campaign, we jina di penim, wasre omo se kone ko di juma maye, no wako jina parliament. Now, papa o di juma, edine brato ho, oko prison, ntokwa, eje woman isi wende, kebima min kebi wono, kwa siye bi ba sore ka kire wo se wo papa or ye wudifo. You think this is just a joke? That is the NPP for you. And this party, that is the mentality at the party. They never respected J.J. Rawlings. They never respected Kwame Nkrumah. They never respected Atta Mills. They have never respected John Mahama, because that is how they are made. They are animals. They are disease. To the extent say so being NPP near onye nipa into a test con and that's how we NPP near we are kwasia because wo papa at this point you should know the kind of party you are part of no or china you beka just say wo papa or your monatufo, all because you are sharing an opinion against the party no. This is a group you are not supposed to be part of. This party was built on tribalism. Your tribe, NPP, and your political party. The new patriotic party was a DND party way. So we are Ghana and you now join the party where you are not joining a political party. You are joining a tribal idea. Now NDC ni be to be parliament. Aka say Bafo Akoto or yin £700. Actually MPP we know. Bafo Akoto or your Monatuni or your Kromfo or your Wudifo. NDC ni betu makasa no parliament uni beso Ghana and Quebecers we did otunfo atem. They will move it from politics and bring it home. Then JJ Rawlings now because of JJ Rawlings and the otunfo no, you people are insulting JJ Rawlings. We should keep quiet because of JJ Rawlings. The otunfo is recognized, because the constitution recognizes otunfo because obinama constitution you need to get it. On Hinibia or Ghana, including me papa, it's recognized by the Constitution of Ghana because President in the buyer no my Constitution the buyer and Hinibia recognizing of Ghana. It is a fact. Take it or leave it. With all due respect to Ohinia, any Ahima Ghana, without our Constitution, nobody is anybody. It then yet now assembly you say just a joke, and a journalist will sit on TV and say, hey, inti we are sure a gallery in a free buy inti Cesiano not yet to what treaty assembly say that MP needs to be expelled. I will say a permanent free parliament. The constituents or some much letter. Sir MP no or say speaker a now the constituency letter say we don't want this person as our dear member of parliament because Sani Pano, Abujina po Samuel Abujina Pono to Abamano, NDC for be so to Abamano, Ghana phobia munya NDC for to Aba, Ghana phobia munya NPP for to Aba, Ghana phobia almost recognizes our democracy, who appreciate JJ Rawlings' effort, no, almost to Aba. So Abujina po Samuel needs to be dealt with. You get what I mean? Inti sa wona fo no so sore nne na so mo so bowra parliament so mo ntia ase omo de hye na mo gu anim ase a mo gise betuma so ano say awona fo no and love for no tomorrow they get on a bus and they try to strike at parliament say yene de hye na oje Ghana si won because in Ghana awona fo na je Ghana democracy si won because ayomo de hye e de fourth republic ba kwase bia de hye for fourth republic ama e free fa kwase ampa yi so je ni oba e wan tumi afa amba democracy. Democracy. All the coups we saw, none of these people were able to give us a constitution, a democratic dispensation. Into our photos, sorry, say, Moody and Yadishatem, because we appreciate Yadishia and that we need answers. No, so bow parliament or a bow bitimutua. Mobagas, I want to afford it to draw for. Mumubi and Kwasiafwana. Kotodi and the budget. Some people want to be treated at some year this year. Ghana, when a slave or Ghana. Some Kwasiasem, you'll see to Chasso. I will see a chuchaso because some kwasiasen are too much. Some kwasiasen we ni atina ho asoso ema ye di echirema bedru hande and then we have a member of parliament sitting in parliament to tell us that JJ Rawlings is a murderer. Ne baba a daughter of a murderer. Sa kwasiano without Rawlings in Conte parliament. Samuel Abujinapo made the statement. And you see, we are not done with this conversation. This is just the beginning. We are going to make Ghanaians understand, say, conversation way, say German, our democracy is gone. This conversation we need to have this conversation, 2028, 2020, video way, I will see a born every day on our shows. Every day, I will play this video to remind Ghanaians of what the NPP, I will let Ghanaians always remember the kind of party, NPP. This video should be on everybody's phone. We should remind ourselves, said this is a political party. They sat in parliament to tell us Yanni Ghana for said JJ Rawlings or a democracy, no, he's a murderer. And the Baba a murderer. We need to remind the Ghanaian people. Man, this is a piece of shit I call a political party. I'm telling you, NPP. And I keep telling you, say Sanko Fowe, your mom with space in Ghana, I'm about say democracy, no. So I'm about say democracy there. Then we need to make sure we take care of them before they destroy democracy. Because when you're ready, so I'm about boy me actually man, no. Because NPP MPs, no, do no to us as we see, no. So when you munyansa no protect your democracy, no pay asama, and some of them and come only up that I catch say when they can, but because the 88 pigs, they were sitting with the person who said it. They were all sitting with Abujinapo. They heard it. They laughed about it. Why is nobody from the minority telling us who did it? Because it is Samuel Abujinapo? Because they don't care. Ghana that is the mentality of this group of termites. In Kwasiafo, when they also saw for almost 50 years, 60 years, and you're done with Kwasiafo, we need to nullify this party. I will see a good party way democratically. I will say every Ghanaian the to the team say my NPP space our democracy will be gone because JJ Rawlings is a say a giant one and we know what they did to JJ Rawlings before he died. Yatiano Mukuno. These are the same people who killed Rawlings. The same NPP. They found a way to kill Rawlings. Until today, so I'm at TV so at the parliament catch that will say. And yet JJ Rawlings is a murderer and they have evidence. We need to understand say they have started. So my MPP to me BMA, you are done. This message I'm passing them NDC for and on to the other side. They saw whoever made that statement. The majority leader, you saw the person. We are going to come to your matter. You can't use diplomacy to lie to anybody in parliament. The NDC front, you people saw the person who made the statement. The NDC group in parliament, the majority side, you were watching Afenyo speak. You people saw the NDC leader in parliament. Mr. Ayaraga, you saw the person. Don't come and play diplomacy with this. I respect you a lot, but some person respecting Andy Ochna. Sit there and don't release a statement. The majority caucus saw who said that. You cannot protect criminals, or else we will treat you all as criminals. I'm sending this message to the majority leader. You were sitting in the front. You were listening to Afenyo. You are a cool, collected person. You were paying attention. You saw the person who made the statement. You people cannot throw Zenato under the bus. You lie bad. You, the leader of the NDC group, Mr. Ayaraga, you saw the person who made the statement. Your chief whips who were with you, they saw the person who made the statement. Majority of you NDC MPs who were on the right, you saw the NPP person who made the statement. We are giving you till Monday. You need to release a statement because you know. Someone like Bujinapo, we know he did it. Someone like Bujinapo, he made the statement. We want you, the NDC, the leader of the NDC, Ayaraga, your respect from Monday. And I will say your respect, Mao, and I see any respect, Mao. We will dirty you. We will make Ghanaians understand, say, NDC now will lead, you are just a criminal as the NPP. Prove to Ghanaians that almost selected to protect their party and protect Ghana. And I'm sending a simple, respectful message to the leader of the NDC in parliament. It's simple. You were sitting right in front of Afenyo. You were about 140 at that moment. You saw the person who made a statement. You people heard him. Do not pretend. And Ayaraga, don't pretend and act as if say you didn't hear. We want the NDC majority caucus to release a statement and mention the person who made a statement, or else you people will not enjoy this government. You people will be treated as criminals in parliament. It's simple as that. Now, there's something we need to just speak on quickly. Now, I saw this, and it's a conversation I think the NPP they don't want to have. This group are from NPP supporters Kumasi Omo Ejiji Sika Edema Bawumia 2024 campaign. The NPP are pretending to say sa group we omunimomo, they know them. So ope a group omo Ejiji Sika dodo Edema Bawumia koye campaign, any NPP campaigner, about 80% it came from this group. Now this group, they have come out to tell Ghanaians to say they don't want Bawumia, and that Bawumia is a losing candidate. Now they see Bawumia to be a candidate who can never beat any presidential candidate from the NDC. Now the NPP they are trying to push these people aside. After these people spent over 50 million giving it to Bawumia to campaign. It is interesting, say, this political party, they are beginning to think, say, even people who contributed to a NPP, and who say Bawumia is the worst candidate, because as we speak, John Mahama LED Bawumia 1.8 million votes. It means see we are said that Bawumia 38.2%, 38%. Now this group omudi omusika ema Bawumia omutina say analyze Bawumia ka say where the onye omutam sika ma no omaba out to say they don't need Bawumia. Now this where ye NPP for mo asantememu omo edwadifo party for ye nimomo oma contributed to NPP and almost on Bekasa on my press conference tutu brofo abasa ye no mo dwodwo nyina omo say brofo komu nyina ne say almost say Bawumia tunkwanta ya pai. Bawumia a candidate sebio omo NPP for there. And the sebio okofo twenkura omo be choose Bawumia. Every say Bawumia ne Mahama koye contest no. Ono ani kuro mu kurampo no obre ansa na otumi wini. oko upper east upper west seat Firɛd seat Bawumia ahwere ni nyina ɔse Bawumia ka kyerɛ so ɔyɛ tani yɛ nkreboni nti ɔno de obegyina ma NPP a entafoɔ ne nkrebofo bɛto ama no ama ne bu so boom boom enso ɔmo se yɛ to aba ne wie no Mahamudu Bawumia nkremofoɔ ne entafoɔ kora to ama no ɔte sɛ krama wonya rabies obi ampɛ nam no wewu da hɔ wadane bonde obi ampɛ nti ɔmo se ɔmo hu sɛ Bawumia yɛ bonde ne nam kora mpo no obi anwe na ɔmo de ɔmo ka kyerɛ NPP because ɔmo ka NPP ho ɔmo tue sika ma NPP election course ɔmo hu sɛ Bawumia ɛyɛ nipa bi a sɛ nnɛ ɔmo yiri sɛ ɔkɔyɛ toilet man kɔ ɔkɔ compete NDC toilet man bi wɔ KVIP ano a Bawumia be lose nti ɔmo de sɛ party ne skofa Bawumia ba ɔmo ne party ne tunkwanta apai efiri sɛ Bawumia be candidate keke but onye candidate obetumi wi ni aba efiri sɛ ɔmo John Mahama sɛ ɛyɛ de wɔyɛ the party no ɛne John Mahama credibility no ɛne de NDC senior party mu ɔden emu odu ɔmo wɔ nimonyam a sebio ɛba ntotoyɛ ɛne ɔman hyehyɛyɛ ɛne nneɛma a ɛma nipa ɛne kɔ ɛyɛ de amanyɔkɔ ho a ɔmo so ɔmo NDC sɛ de John Mahama yɛ no ama NDC no afa ne ntoma pɛ efra ɔmo gyina ɔmo na so pempee a sebio sɛ ɔmo kɔfa kotreba te sɛ Bawumia sa akɔgyina NDC anim sɛ ɛnyɛ Bawumia Mahama na sɛ yɛ kotreba koraa Mahamudu Bawumia entumi wini nti ɔmo de ɔmo so ɔmo pɛ candidate a sebio ɔdɔ party na party ne tenase na mmom ɛnyɛ candidate na adwene mu no ɔyɛ mate a sebio obetumi eyi nsɛnkwaa ɔmo pɔ obi obetumi akɔfa tumi aba ɔmo pɔ obi obetumi akɔ edukrom akɔte siseduro ɛde abafie na mmom yɛmfrɛ ɛyɛ de efudetwedetwe a ɔbɛkɔ akɔtu manken edi ada nti de na ɔmo ka nyina no sɛ ɛyɛ NPP no ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo ka kyerɛ NPP mpanifoɔ sɛ ɛyɛ Mahamudu Bawumia ɛna de ɛyɛ de defeat we baayɛ efiri sɛ n'anim ɛna ne tare so nsɛm efiri n'ano ne yɛ ɛne sɛnea ɛyɛ sikasɛm ntoto yɛ wantumi anhyɛ mu kena ngina so ama nipa ho aheha wɔn ama Ghanafoɔ ehu sɛnea obetumi di n'adwuma enti na party no eluzi yɛ nti obi a wabɔn esi obi a wabɔn ko obi a ɔno ɛyɛ yɛde aban hyɛ ne nsa mfie wɔtwe a wantumi ndwudwam ankyerɛkyerɛ nnwomam ansoso nnwoma no ma Ghanafoɔ ho aheha wɔn deɛ ɔmo asantefo a ɔmo gigi sika ɛwɔ dwadie ɛne ɛwɔ nkurom a ɔmo yɛ party executives no ɔmo sɛ Mahamudu Bawumia deɛ sɛ ɔbɛ run for NPP no ankɔkɔ run for KVIP ankɛyɛ nti ɔmo deɛ ɔmo ka kyerɛ NPP foɔ no sɛ Bawumia bɛbɛ paa deɛ anka sebio anka ɔmo ɛbɛtena KVIP so edi fufuo dansɛn baako ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ebe sorry akodi Bawumia chi biem sɛ ɔmo candidate deɛ anka ɔmo yɛ fufuo bofuro nkwan akɔtena KVIP inside edi ɔmo mpɛ Bawumia ɛna ɔmo mpɛ sɛ Bawumia bɛbɛn ɔmo deɛn ɔmo party no as a flag bearer sɛbio party ɔmo nim nyansa no so amefo obi ate aseɛ party ɔmo nim nyansa no saa asɛm wɔ ɔsanka ɔmo fa no yie saa mmerantie ni mmabaawa ɛne sebio ɛyɛ nkrimofo ɔmo titim ɛne asantefo we ɛna de ɔmo sika ɛbrɛbrɛ ɔmo mogyeni ɔmo mawuram ɛde ma Bawumia ɔmo sɛ ɔmo mpɛ Bawumia nanso because party we emu nipa bi ɛdwene sɛ party ni yɛ ɔmo dia Bawumia wie sika nti ɔmo betumi ɛde sebio eniadin ne popo ɛde Bawumia sa abanti ɔmo adwene sɛ nsɛm a party no grassroots kan ɔmo ntie ɛndɛ obetie Bawumia nkwara wɔ Facebook na ɔmo didi Bawumia ɔmo didi NPP fo atam wɔ asanteme mu sɛ mamma obia amfa defeat no ɛmba mbɛhyɛ deɛn ɛmba mbɛhyɛ Bawumia ɛndɛ kodwo fosun kansa na nim sɛ wɔwɔ a yɛtia na yɛase ejina Facebook ɛka kyerɛ NPP fo edi NPP fo atam sɛ 2024 defeat no mamma obia amfa nhyɛ Bawumia na ɔmo mfa nhyɛ ɔmo ankasa NPP no and Bawumia nkwara atam social media Messiah get me the story kodwo fosun kansa ɔmo ka Bawumia campaign no and wenya kukuduro abedi ɛyɛ asantefo na tam aka kyerɛ ɔmo sɛ ɛma ɔmo mfa 2024 no ɛmfa nhyɛ Bawumia na ɔmo mfa nhyɛ ɔmo ankasa ho asanteme mu na ɔmo nim nyansa ɔmo de beto aba kodwo kofi ofosun kansa na bie na no aka sa asɛm no now the yawa asɛm we mu nyina ne sɛ sɛ wohwɛ party na wohwɛ sɛnea emu mpanifoɔ edi asantefo atem edi Ghana for atem because almost suggest say Bawumia a weak candidate. Bawumia is the only politician who considered the fastest in the history of the world. He's the fastest consider. Yeah, per politician I didn't need fear. On train and Mianke Kanyoman boom and who baby a party. He considered so quickly because he knows he's a failure. It is not about any democracy. It is not about because when him the amount Bawumia considered said the Electoral Commission and that commission and the catch and say concede early. Send your bayer we can halt the collation of the result because so one concede earlier. One shy young company in goes no 31. And he was forced to concede because so when you say oh nya 38 nimpo and fam babium embe campaign say oh minya 38 my bomb and some famenko. That is why he was forced to concede. But Bawumia conceded to protect the 31% na ko benyano. Because so when one conceding tama to protect the 38% no senka Bawumia conceding tama anka is no entumi nya hwe ka Bawumia benya less than 31%. The fastest you're the fastest man on this planet, and you're same boat, and you're the fastest conceder. And he didn't concede because of democracy. Now let me tell you something. Saying the protection of Ghana's democracy, 2020 nipa 8 ekuomono. Anka Bawumia nkasa say it is against a democratic process. Anka on kanche Ghana for say abane to you no enye krojin. Bawumia has never respected our democracy. So concession, it was because he wanted to protect the 38%. Sanko delay another 48 hours and can normally drop about 31%. Until after he conceded, you realize the vote, the EC declined to give us the full result. It took them some time because they had to hide some of the numbers. Nobody should sit anywhere else and say, oh, Bawumia conceded because he's a Democrat and he respects democracy. So Bawumia respected democracy at 2020, Bonipa to 8 elections. He never spoke on it. He has never respected our democracy. Bawumia conceded to do what? To protect the 38%. Enti Imrenti we be cancer asemu no and a quick NPP Bawumia boys no eba abontibe issue statement kira santifo. Omo a omudi omusika e di ama Bawumia campaign no. The moment ankofo e kan omagene se omumpe Bawumia no e hwa na kodwofo sun kansa. Oba eye TV so ebetena radio so say we will resist any false narrative seeking to blame Bawumia or say hwe asantefo no fom kwasi anko obi a oso asantini o wasantimo obepagya na no aka se Bawumia nti de lose no omobeye ni shege where Bawumia Kofi Ofosun cancer time na Bawumia mo office omna na we wie sika free NIA ene eye de eye Accra Digital Center na ade we mu na wie sika ma Bawumia and they own say omudi NPP asantefo na tem. And the one say Kofi Ofosun cancer, ma santifo warning. So what santini also at this year no, mon come anuntum na mu Jimmy. Mema obian blemu Bawumia. Ya koto aba no hwan di na na eda eda board no so. Ya ntia na mka je say Bawumia ama economy na yeye. Ya ntia na mka say Bawumia digitization aba. Ya ntia na mka say Bawumia ko for electric bus aba. Ya ntia na mka say Bawumia yes mate obetumi a drive Ghana no. Ade ntia na ye blemu obi foforo, ma ye blemu Bawumia kwasiafo ma. Yantia time and your campaign, why na mo de nature Ghana for say or you capable of winning the elections. And then amujina so your campaign. Man can say Bawumia the dollar na ko 15. Why are there? Man can just say go for oil until amode Bawumia ko. Man can just say Bawumia eba be fa di pejuma. Nkwasiafo why na mo sell no. Na yenda ye blemu eye package no and na product no say product ni tina we nya customers. Also me blemu product no. Ye blemu factory no. Kwasiana factory no market nim. You sold the product to us. And the product is Bawumia, and you be a product no product na moka say sebio Irish Spring soap no ye be so ye key soap. Now who blame a company na oka chance on na wo na wo koto ya na ada na wan inspect product anta na wo ton. Enkwasiafo wako fa nyoma wako tu nyoma o beton wo se car we de papa car we de specs ni nyina wo de sensors bia airbag car we de wo de ndien self park bibia e na wo ton car na maye o ton car na maye ne ka se da bi ye test drive de wo se car we ponko abodam enye car papa China for car o de driver na akosha reverse car we airbag shemsa na enye airbag boto o ka kire se meme ye mblemu wo na wo ton amaye no because o ton sa car no man enkeji yanka unya mfa so de koye o ton amaye $1 million ye che wo dia wo so meme ye mblemu wo kra dem faso ne hiaw na mo yem blame eye manufacturer no kwasia o ton na wunya mfaso. These are the foolish people we have been dealing with in kwasiafo. We are blaming Bawumia because his utterances and edi echire Ghana for bebre no mutie Bawumia from 2016. From 2012 Bawumia na e ka kire Ghana for so betuma solve Ghana's economy. The fastest conceder Mahamudu Bawumia is going to be blamed for the defeat of the NPP because time a yeko to aba no na omoya it is possible no na yekufu ado kwasia na eka it is possible na enya Bawumia. Besides, give me videos of Bawumia telling us why we should vote for him. The entire na more tom Bawumia maye. Mako tam amonchi abeka kire say a fried rice. Na ye bia so ne say a amonchi a o ka kire say I wo de o mpe wonfa so ma me emblemu. Ne emblemi antikone. The ote eye asante no interest no. Ono na akofa no ho. Me de minimum antikone. Enya mo nkwasiafo na mo sade chairman wuntumi bro mo so mbeso regional chairman, national chairman. Kwasia chairman wuntumi be national chairman yemblemu wan. Yebeblemu wan. Enya mo amokofa ne baaye. Inti nkwasiafo yi Mahamudu Bawumia is going to be blamed. Party na say na Bawumia. Eye Mahamudu Bawumia ena asay NPP no. Bawumia na lose elections no. Bawumia nim na daso emwa anka Bawumia wini anka because they say dey time the mate has won. Give credit to him in gain and the main blame no. Yanko blame why? So who should we blame? Yanko blame us for. And Kojo for soon cancels Kofi for soon cancel catch say Yanko Ashanti Rinko blame Otumfuo. It was Otumfuo na my NPP lose here. Foolish boys mo. NPP muje so me yankwasiafo. And the omo ka so mo pe Bawumia mo ka cha Ashanti for so me yankwasiafo me boa. Mama yemblemu Bawumia yemblemu wan. Na ekufu de nim da ballot so. Sanka NDC lose elections na anke be blame John Mahama. Because Yama John Mahama the right to select the campaign team. Bawumia was given the nod to select the people who speak for him, the people who speak on economy, the people who speak on sports, the people who speak on health. He had control. That is why when we are going to an election, the party allows the flag bearer to pick his own campaign team because he is the sole responsible. His sole responsibility is to make sure the party he picks the team that can help him win an election. We should not blame Bawumia. We should blame who? It is hard too many of them about Bawumia or NPP who say only chairman of his campaign, only spokesperson of his campaign, only health the representative. Sa I didn't demand the demand. We are more and nobody did Asante for them. Mu Asante for some young kwasiafo. Omo culture say we should blame Bawumia. No na me lose mu did Asante for them. Kofi for soon cancer one no say wo wenya 8. Mu tete Ghana na kwasiasam. When the car say yanko yinapo enya Bawumia ne ko yinapo. There were millions of people walking on the streets of Ghana. Abodamfo bebre. Napo na Bawumia na man okofa napo. Mi na kofa napo bai. Unless you people want to tell us that Bawumia does not have what it takes to select his own running mate. Ana say na Bawumia ne koyi na po amon beka nkyere ne ehun say oh sa Bawumia ko nim nyansa ono abeyi running mate. Bawumia took all these decisions in Ghana. Kwasiafo enye 1992 campaign here you ana politics there you. Yeah ended 2025 politics. Unless you people want to tell us to say Bawumia did not pick his campaign team. Bawumia did not pick his running mate. If Bawumia did not do that, then Bawumia is not even cut for this job because he's not a man enough to make his own decisions. Until you cannot bring us a baby, a chicken, a dancing clown to come and represent us because he does not have that mental fortitude to be able to decide and select people he can govern with. And the movie did the Asante Voatem. Yatia.